Translation by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Swami Prabhupada ki jai. O Lord of Lords, you are the seer of all creation. You are indeed everyone's dearest life. Are you not? Therefore, my father Narayana. Narayana refers to one whose abode is in the water, born from Nara, Garbhodakshai Vishnu. And that Narayana is your plenary portion. All your plenary portions are transcendental. They are absolute and are not creations of Maya. Purport. Purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Swami Prabhupada ki jai. This statement, which is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.14, Canto 10, Chapter 14, Verse 14, was spoken by Lord Brahma in his prayers to Lord Krishna after the Lord had defeated him by displaying his mystic powers. Brahma had tried to test Lord Krishna to see if he were really the Supreme Personality of Godhead, playing as a cowherd boy. Brahma stole all the other boys and their calves from the pasturing grounds. But when he returned to the pasture, he saw that all the boys and calves were still there. For Lord Krishna had created them all again. When Brahma saw this mystic power of Lord Krishna's, he admitted defeat and offered prayers to the Lord, addressing him as the proprietor and seer of everything in the creation and as the supersoul who is within each and every living entity and is dear to all. That Lord Krishna is Narayana, the father of Brahma, because Lord Krishna's planetary expansion, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, after placing himself on the Garbha ocean, created Brahma from his own body, Mahavishnu in the causal ocean, and Kiradakshai Vishnu, the supersoul in everyone's heart, are also transcendental expansion of the Supreme Truth. ओम अज्ञानातिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुवैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागररघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सागरललिता श्रीविशाखावितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपति गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये पंचकल्पतरुश्च कृपा सिंधु वैवच पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Lachal Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrapyak Jagannathaya Te Namo. So thank you so much for joining this wonderful Sangha, where today we're discussing a very powerful verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, from chapter 2, verse 30, which is also referred in Srimad Bhagavatam. As you can see, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has taken various different verses from Srimad Bhagavatam written by Vyasadeva, who is the incarnation of the Lord, in his commentary, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and is setting a stage for the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in due course. So here, the qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is exhibited. And this is a very beautiful subject matter we are going to discuss. So here, the Srimad Bhagavatam verse 10.14.14 and also Adi Lila verse 2.30 are same, one and the same. And here Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, quoting from Vyasadev's Srimad Bhagavatam, is saying Narayana. Narayana is Lord Narayana. So Narayana comprised of two words, Nara and Ayana. Nara means human being, right? So Lord is a human being in this case, and Ayana means water. So all the expansions, all the primary expansion of the Lord is actually from the water. Lord is residing in, as you heard in the purport, Karna Dakshai Vishnu. Karna Dakshai Vishnu. Lord is the first and foremost expansion, as you know, is Purna Purushottam Krishna. And then his first expansion is Balram, and his subsequent expansion, so subsequent quadruple expansion, The first expansion is Karna Dakshai Vishnu. Karna Dakshai. So he is residing in causal ocean. Karana is cause, causal ocean. Ocean means water. So he is Narayana. And then, and he is ex- exhaling, creating universes, inhaling, liberating all the universes. So from one such universe, Karnadakshay Vishnu expands as Garbhadakshay Vishnu, which is explained here. And he's residing in which ocean? Garbhadaka ocean. So that's also ocean, water. And Narayana, Ayana is water. So, and then from the navel of Garbhadakshay Vishnu, a lotus erupts. And on the top, there is a personality who is given birth. And that person is none other than Brahmaji. And Brahmaji wants to find out where he has come from. He's looking around. Then he goes through the stem all the way to the navel and finds out that he has come from Narayana, Garbhadakshay Vishnu. So as you can see, and then Srila Prabhupada talks about Hirodakshay Vishnu, where Krishna expands as Paramatma in each and every human being. Sorry, each and every living being. Sorry, human, tiger, birds, and this is present in our hearts. So as you can see, Narayana is emanating or emerging from water. That's why his name is Nara. Nara means human being. So Lord is a human being. Lord is a person. So that this is exactly where the impersonalists fail. They think Lord is not a person, Lord is a void. But you see, Narayana, Narayana means Lord Himself is a person, Nara. And where he is coming from? He is coming from water, Ayana. So, so what is happening in this situation is Krishna, the Purna Purushottam Krishna, expands as Karnadakshay Vishnu, creating universes, liberating universes through excel and inhale, and then individually entering into each universe and creating one and many Brahmas from the navel. So Brahmaji is coming from the stem of the lotus and trying to find out who the person is. So Brahma recognizes that Vishnu or Narayana or Garbhadakshay Vishnu in this example is his supreme father. He has come from them. So in a way, Brahmaji is the son of Garbhadakshay Vishnu. So the same Brahmaji, fast forward to Dwapar Yuga, the same Brahmaji who has recognized his supreme father as Garbhadakshay Vishnu. Time passes, Dwapar Yuga comes, and he sees that there is this person who I think has come from him, Brahmaji thinks, and he is stealing butter. He is taking uh, jhuta from his friends in Vrindavan Lila, where his friends say that my mom has given me the best and tastiest tiffin today when they are going on gazing the cows. This Krishna, who is present, he's getting attracted to this friend's tiffin and he's taking from the same plate. And there are certain times when some Gopa boys, like Subala, for example, Subala means Subala in the in the Vrindavan Leela is a very strong person. You know, he would wrestle. So Subala, Bala. So and Subala is defeating Krishna in certain matches. And Brahmaji is seeing, then the same Brahmaji who recognized Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead going through the stem of the lotus, is now doubting his own prior thought process. He is having that doubt in his mind that is he the Supreme Personality of Godhead? He's stealing butter. He is eating jhuta from his friends, and he is getting defeated from his friends. Is it truly the Supreme Personality of Godhead? So whenever we have doubt in our mind, don't despair. This is absolutely normal, as Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj says. If we do not have questions in our mind, we will never be able to correct it. The life should be always with the intent to learn more and more and inquire more and more about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now Brahmaji is getting bewildered that how come this person who is the Supreme Person is getting defeated everywhere, is eating jhuta from his friends, and he's stealing butter. So he doubts. And in that doubt, he hides all the Gopa boys, all the Gopa boys in Brahmaji's Kamandalu, in the uh, in the in the spiritual mug you may have seen. He hides all the Gopa boys, trying to question the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Krishna, as Gopal in Vrindavan Lila, recognizes the mischief done by Brahmaji. And then Krishna, Gopal, expands into all the Gopas and all the cows as if nothing has happened. And Brahmaji left thinking that he has taken all the, hijacked all the cows and Gopas. And after a few moments, once Krishna expands, there is this situation where when the calves will return, the cows will love him more and more. When the same Gopas used to return, the parents used to always scold that Gopa, have they love more and more. The reason why the love is happening more and more is because all of these hundreds and thousands of Gopas are none other than Krishna. Everybody is loving Krishna more and more. Everybody is loving their kid more and more. The cow is loving the calf more and more. The question becomes why it is so? Because they are loving the Supreme Personality of God. Think about if you see this beautiful Makan Chor around your house, and he's just so beautiful anyway. Our acharyas have can go and speak for hours about the beauty of Gopal. And the same Gopal is around you in your house. Who would not love that personality more and more? So all of a sudden, in this expansion, when Brahmaji has kidnapped all these personalities, all the Gopas, and all the cows and calves, when Krishna expands, as as if nothing has happened, and as this love is progressing more and more, the cows are seen loving their calves more and more. The moms in that Leela are loving their kids more and more. Then this realization has stuck in Brahmaji's mind as to what is going on. I stole all the associates of Krishna, and now it is as if nothing has happened. And fast forward, this Leela, when it is explained by some of our acharyas, can take this entire 2-3 hours to explain this beautiful Leela, which is called Brahma bin Mohan Leela, which is touched in this verse. And then finally, Lord Brahma falls under the feet of Krishna, and then all the Gopas, which were hijacked or rather stole by Brahmaji, is released, And this Leela, as you may have heard already, some of you know it, but the same Leela, when it is heard differently, it has a different taste to it. So the same gopas and cows were all returned, and then Brahmaji coins this beautiful verse, which you all know as Brahma Samhita. Our acharyas say once he realizes and he coins this word Brahma Samhita, where he talks about Govindam Adi Purusam Tamaham Bhajami, wherein Krishna, who is none other than Govinda, is the Adi Purusha. He is the first primeval person in this entire world, Adi Purusha. That means he has come even before Karandakshaya Vishnu. And this is where it ties to the fact that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, Brahma writes. And from him, the first expansion, Balram, and the subsequent expansions as Karandakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Kirodakshaya Vishnu has emerged. So, as you can see, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is setting a beautiful setting for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to appear. And before that, he is quoting this. So, whenever we are in doubt or despair, that is exactly why, that is why we have acharyas. So, whenever we have question, see Brahmaji, who recognizes that he has come from Garbhodakshaya Vishnu's navel, and after some time, when he sees things differently, the bewilderment sets in. So, as you can see, when you are a child, you had uh, less memory about different things. As you grew more and more, your memory, your attraction for different subject matters, and once again, when you are in 50, 60, 70, and your memory is on a decline. So, obviously, this ability to recognize the bewilderment is not surprise. We all have to go through this. Brahmaji goes through this bewilderment and this Brahma Vimohan Lila, and we will. So, so this will happen, bound to happen to one and all of us. But the fact is, how to resort our faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the scriptures, which Chaitanya Charitamrita is written, and Chaitanya Charitamrita is special because the dear effects and pastimes of the Lord just 500 years ago is documented. And it is mentioned that these pastimes are even sweeter than Lord's pastimes. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has come as Channa Avatar, as an incarnation, who is invisible, he is coming as a devotee, exemplifying the fact that Lord can take any form or shape. He can take a 400 form. He can, in the pastimes of Dakshal, Narayan, or Vishnu has come as 800 form. Lord can really come as a half lion, half man. And as a devotee, how Lord has come to teach us that everything is power packed in His name. So whenever may have seen this cricket matches, you may have seen some players who you have, idealized, have packed everything in their cover drive or glance. So everything is packed in certain ways. Likewise, Lord has kept, Lord has power packed His experiences, His pastimes, His in His name, and His name and He, they're no different. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us many things, humility, the Sistastakam, and so many things. But essentially, the glories of in this age of Kali, when everything is imperfect, memories fail, when everything is on the decline, we can take the name of the Lord and still have a relationship with the Lord. Whenever we want to see, uh, you have a you know, you have a high court judge who goes and tries to do his activities. He tries to stick to his hammer to showcase his decision making, to showcase his decision making. But gradually, as he comes home, he goes on to get grocery. He's just following the footstep of his family members, his wife, who has asked him to get grocery from outside, vegetables from outside. And the same can sometimes be going and trying to go as a common person to his village and doing some service. Similarly, the Lord comes in different forms or shapes, and Lord exhibits certain powers in this name. In this age of Kali, the name of the Lord is significant, and we should give due importance to this aspect which is professed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who came in this world to showcase. Before that, the names of the Lord was important. People are doing prayers, but constantly chanting the name of the Lord can internalize the influence of Lord's name, fame, power, everything into this name, and that is enough to intensify our ability in our sadhana. And that enough is an because in this age when pronunciation is very difficult, the pronunciating Sanskrit is very difficult. Anybody and everybody from the situation they are in, whether they are well or they may not be well, but they can sincerely chant the name of the Lord so that when our time comes, Lord is in our lips and we remember the Lord. Antakale chame divya. That means at the end, if we remember, this is exactly what happened to Vishmadev. Vishmadev has internalized on an outset. When you think back, Vishmadev has understood that seeing the Lord's face at the time of the departure is so powerful that he waited on the bed of arrows for Lord to appear. And finally, after seeing the Lord, he left his body because he had this Ichamrityu, wherein he can choose to leave his body anytime. And what did he do? He didn't ask for this, he didn't ask for that. He just wanted to see the face of Purna Purushottam Krishna. So Lord has packed everything in his name, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to this world to showcase and exemplify the importance of name in our lives, the name, the holy name of the Lord in our lives. And here, Brahmaji in this verse is getting bewildered. Brahma Vimohan Lila is explained where he's getting bewildered. And in this bewilderment, Lord comes to explain to him with his own sweet little way. See, sometimes when uh, Brahmaji is stealing the cows and calves and the gopas, Krishna could have stopped, but Krishna has his own way to provide that realization in a devotee at the right time. So it's sometimes we think Lord is not really appearing in front of us. Lord is listening, not listening to us, and we have a lot of complaints about the Lord. So think about this situation where when he was stealing, Lord could have taught Brahmaji a lesson. He wouldn't have exhibited this Leela in front of Brahmaji. Therefore, whenever we have challenges in our life and Lord doesn't appear, maybe Lord wants us to be stronger. Lord is waiting to reveal himself. Lord can reveal himself anytime, anywhere, in any form, any shape. And it is, and whenever we have good fortune, we do not recognize Lord's importance. But when you have sad situation, we always complain that Lord didn't. And that is exactly where Lord has a way, has a style. That's why, if you see, Lord Krishna does extraordinary things through ordinary people. And that is very significant. If you look at all the acharyas in our parampara, and they have revealed actually, they have revealed that how They were not born in Brahmana family. They were born, many of them were born in Western bodies, and they have claimed that their lifestyle was not the best. But if you think about the process Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited, which Srila Prabhupada conveyed to the Western devotees, and through the process of cleansing again and again and again, they have transformed themselves. They have made them themselves through this process of chanting the holy name, getting into the parampara, following the regulative principles. In this life itself, they have reclaimed their quota to go back to Godhead by following the steps and processes, by detachment, by humility. And these are the attributes which will come and will become our ornaments if you follow this process again and again and again. So I can go on, but I would like to uh, stop in few minutes to hear about uh, the importance of Lord's style or Lord's exhibition of when to reveal Himself in our lives. Sometimes we may be in tremendous pain, sometimes we may be having a lot of sadness in our life, but as you can see, Lord expanded into multiple gopas and calves and cows and Brahma Vimohan Lila and taught Brahmaji a realization that Brahmaji had to pay obeisance at the lotus feet of Gopal or Krishna, who was a baby, child at the time, and uh, through that exhibition of realization, imparting that realization to Brahmaji, Lord has said, and he has said it many times, but we'll focus on this Lila for today, that Lord will reveal himself, but he's testing us. We have to look for ways to serve him by doing whatever devotional service we can and and recognizing that Lord is always watching us. If we are making mistakes in not following the regulative principles or not following our acharyas, Lord is watching us anytime. And you might have seen some of these, shares in various different places where whenever we end up doing anything wrong, wherein if a person is trying to steal, and if he thinks that Lord is not watching the person who is stealing, the karma is going to catch up. You may be opaque to the person from where you're stealing, but Lord is transparent to all of us. He is seeing everything. He has seen our past. He has seen the past for several lives of ours, and he is going to catch us up. So it is very important that by becoming Krishna conscious, you try to seek the mirror which can give you that element of transparency in your life. And in following these paths, you become stronger and stronger. And in the strength, you'll realize that whatever Lord is throwing at us, it's His prasad, His remnant, and we should choose to accept it with grace. Because whatever Lord is presenting to us, we should do our duty. But at the end of the day, if the outcome doesn't match, take it as a prasad, and through that, gain that appreciation for the Supreme Personality of Godhead's presence in our lives, and we'll recognize that Lord is always with us in good times, bad times. And through this process, you become more and more conscious of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord of the universe. And that will give us impetus to recognize who we are, where we have come from, and what is the relationship between us and the Supreme, which is essentially the purpose of the life. There are people whose purpose of the life is to enjoy. They think this life is one and only life they have got, and they should enjoy to the maximum. But that's not true, as it is mentioned. Urdham gacchati saswata in Srimad Bhagavatam. If you do good things, you go up, and if you don't do good things, you go down. And Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, Urdham gacchati saswata, which is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, is a manual for all of us to follow and recognize the presence of the Supreme in our life. And the reason we have joined this wonderful institute is to be conscious of the Supreme, be engaging, be curious about, uh, and uh, have that enthusiasm to seek who we are. We are not the body, we are the soul, and soul is a part and parcel of the Supreme Soul. And that Supreme Soul, Super Soul, or Supreme Soul, is none other than Kiradakshaya Vishnu, the third expansion in this example after Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. So, with that, like to end here, like to hear some of your thoughts. Uh, Thank you for your kind attention. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Any comments? Any thoughts from anyone?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it's nice class. You have explained very well. And we also had this class on Krishna Lila when we were doing Janmashtami time. We had this revision. Today was the revision. You have explained that. And regarding my realization, I do not know. It's probably it's my imagination, or it is a true, or it is my just the feelings. Every day when I sleep, I tell Krishna, wake me up at 4:30. I want to wake up and I want to do my japa. So one day my alarm did not work, but then suddenly after around 4:45, somebody comes and wakes me up and shakes my body. That's what my imagination or my feelings. Oh, Krishna, you wake me up. My alarm did not work. I just got up and thought. So I do not know. It's imaginations or it's just what I do not know what you call. But I felt that somebody is waking me up.
Yes, yes, absolutely, Mataji.
It could be my
Uh,
realization. I do not know what you call.
Yes, so thank you, Mataji, for sharing this. See what happens. I have gone to a temple for sometimes for my service on Wednesdays. What I see is these devotees, these brahmacharis in our temple. They come even if they don't have service. They will come. Once I asked, "Don't you ever feel sleepy?" And what they said, Mataji, is our body is such that it is primed to make us wake up at 3 or 4 o'clock, take shower, come to temple for Mangalarati, and it's part of the system. And as you rightly said, after doing this service again and again at 4:30, and and Krishna is very much listening to your dedication and
Request.
request, and then and he's that's why you take 10 steps, they say. Krishna will take a step to get you. But if we don't make that attempt, and that is exactly why we all should aspire to try this, and Krishna will come directly through that little morning dream to wake you up, or however he woke you up on that day. So it's just a matter of catching those signals. The resonance is all about catching the signals in the right way. And if you take so many steps to serve him as you were doing before, and even if you're 15 minutes late on that day, he woke you up and wanted to make sure that you are not late for your service. So it's just a matter of he's yearning for your service. It's just a matter of recognizing that and seeing the connection of Krishna in everything we do. And more we see that, and some of the pastimes of our acharyas, when they see Krishna in everyone, they become so much of compassionate, and they come. They don't have a lot of funds. If you see many of our acharyas, they live from a very limited funding, and but still they come to spread the holy name in whatever little capacity or whatever great capacity they can as a service. And thank you for sharing that, Mataji. So you see that connection as you explained, and that seeing the connection, as you know, maybe 10, 15 years ago, you didn't had that recognition or realization in that connection. But now you see that Krishna is coming and waking you up in the morning, and that's a big transformation, I would say, in all of our lives. And sometime back, 20, 30 years back, before we joined, we never saw that. But as gradually we come into this process and recognize it, we see the hand of Krishna in everything, and the plans of Krishna in everything. And that is a big transformation. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Maybe in the past he was doing, but we never developed the relationship or we never recognized. He's there all the time, but we as a Agnani never recognized that time.
Exactly. And that is why you talked about we are Agyani. We were so sometimes you end up doing little work, and during that work, you suppose you are cutting, soaking potatoes, for example, but in a bowl of where you are soaking, you are supposed to soak like 20 potatoes, but you can't fill that in because after 10 potatoes going as a whole, you are not able to fill it more with the 10 remaining potatoes are out. So then you start to recognize, hey, once you do karma, Lord will give you intelligence. Then you start to try to store it by cutting those 10 into half or quarter. And then you realize that in the same bowl, which was just holding 10 potatoes, you can hold 20 potatoes if you cut it. So Lord will give you intelligence. So that's why Krishna in Bhagavad Gita talks about karma and talks about jnana will come once you do karma. And then, so even if we are in the loving devotional service bhakti, which is probably the end, you see bhakti in everything. Bhakti in karma, bhakti is jnana, but Krishna has never asked us not to give up work. So karma, jnana is byproduct of each other, and then bhakti. But if you go in that path, you appreciate it. But if you don't go in that path and attend bhakti, that's still fine, because you go on a lift to the 10th floor, you don't really walk, that's fine. But at least give karma a chance in our life, give jnana, which is a culmination of doing karma. Once you do more and more work, you will do. Nowadays, people have coded so much that now they don't have to code anymore. The AI is there. They've got the jnana on the top of it so that they don't have to. So all I'm saying is Krishna's manifestation of different things is appearing, and they're all true. And we were a jnani before, as you rightly said, but Krishna, by doing this work of you coming every Sunday at 5:30, has made, and the jnana, they were maybe at 4:45 he was working you before, but you did not see that in his actions. And jnana has manifested because you put some effort in coming to temple every Sunday and every other festival. So you see the connection, you see everything around. So it has made you a richer person in your intelligence, in your ability to see Krishna everywhere. Thank you, Mataji, once again.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any other thoughts before we end today's discussion? I'm starting to read this book recently. I got, if you can see this book, it's a beautiful book. Uh, Starting to read it, very interesting. If
Okay.
you,
And
yes,
who has written? Who is the author?
is by Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. And
Okay.
Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, he has come to our temple many times. It's a very practical viewpoint from practical situations. and how to see how to be successful. Actually, if this book is all about how to be successful, yeah, if you can see. So, and the first chapter talks about the competition in our life to be successful is not with others. The competition is never with others. It's to the competition is always with us as to whether we are competing with ourselves to improve again and again or not. So this will take away a lot of envy from our system if you understand. So such a beautiful book. The reason I wanted to bring it up is we talked about seeing Krishna in everything. Brahmaji was not seeing Krishna for certain time because he was bewildered, right? The purpose of today's class is to see Krishna in everything. And if you are getting bewildered, it's not an ideal thing, but we should reduce that. And and some of the traits in seeing Krishna in everything will lead us to success as well. And we have to focus on that, those tenets, in how to be successful. Krishna conscious people, in whatever they end up doing, they're very successful. So that the failure, what we may temporarily see, is is temporary, but at the end, it is Param Vijayate Krishna Sankirtanam. The end, the process is so well laid out that we will be successful at any time. Uh, so we just have to not give it up. Okay. If any final thoughts, final comments, final reflections,
Thank you,
please.
Prabhuji. Let us know. We will read that book when we get chance.
Yes, definitely.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam. Very nice class. I just joined little late, but I was just want to ask, like, when we, like, as Mataji is saying, like somebody came to and work her up like that. Then there are many other times also you have like kind of a, I don't know, it's a realization or it's a dream or it's like a subconscious, like thoughts in there in our mind, or sometimes Krishna reveals us like what we need to work on, like that he reveals like so I mean, if it is true or if it is not true, how we go about such visions and the dreams or something like that.
Hmm. Okay. So sometimes things happen to us. Why and when we should recognize that there is Krishna's hand in it or not is essentially is the broader question, Mataji, you're asking. And sometimes we may think that it's just happened, uh, you know, once in a blue, and sometimes we think uh, it is Krishna's connection. Sometimes we think it is um, whimsically that it may have happened. So, so there's a plan by which we have come to this world. God has a plan for all of us. God has seen there is something called prarabdha karma we all are aware of. So there is a reason we are here. We have definitely have done some pious credits, which is why Lord has chosen us to be human beings in this life. If we are not chosen, we would probably be on a lower species where our intelligence is limited. That doesn't mean there is no intelligence in the lower species, but it is limited, and and the intelligence is jigyasu, is the human being's life is ability to inquire in a manner. So when we inquire, we meet different devotees. We the same prasadam which we were partaking before becoming Krishna conscious, and when we become Krishna conscious, the effect of the same is different. The same thing we used to call food, now we call it remnants, prasadam, because Krishna does bhoga, enjoys. After he glances, a tulsi is put, some mantras are chanted. That bhoga, which is supposed to be enjoyed, bhoga means enjoyment, is prasad, is a remnant. So we take the food which we were calling as food 10, 15, 20 years ago before we joined Krishna conscious is the same ingredient, same content, same everything has become prasad for us. So it is the consciousness which has changed. So to your question, as we do more and more, this Krishna consciousness is not an exam or something you write and you pass, and it's a process, and we have to live with this process all our life. And as we lead this process more and more, we become more and more Krishna conscious as to a more and more hand of Krishna is realized or internalized, is understood by us in our day-to-day life. So, so what has happened? What has happened? Krishna has come into our system. Krishna is driving our decisions. Krishna is, you know, earlier we were thinking we are making the right decision based on some stats here and there and all that, but now scriptures, now acharyas, now Srimad Bhagavatam, now Chaitanya Charitamrita is making inroads into our thought process. So we are becoming Krishnized, right? Gradually, slowly. Some people take time, some people I take a lot of time, but some people do it fast. So it's how we respond to these transformations which has happened in our life is important. At some stage, it should not be treated as a blind belief. It's not as if, a cat has crossed and you're going backwards. That is blind belief. But when you see hands of Krishna in everything, in our food habits, in your waking up habits, as Mataji mentioned, as food habits, as we discussed, or our ability to n- be truthful is a habit. Ability to shun envy is a habit. Ability to be humble is a habit. As you see this in your own lives, you realize you don't have to go to somebody to tell you that you have become more humble. You would see yourself. The transformation is apparent. And that is where you should see hands of Krishna in your life, in your transformation. Uh, Not a dream, not a blind belief, but a focused outcome that Krishna has a hand in your life to play, and he is driving you. And if Krishna takes you to wherever he wants to take you, the success is bound to be yours. Arjuna was the example. There was hardly any soldiers in one side, and the other side was Akshoni Sena, and how the others were crushed by a limited weaponry is for us to see. So thank you for your question, Mataji. It's the hands of Krishna we see in everything in our life, which is gradually becoming more and more as we become more and more Krishnized in our life. Was that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. The last thing what you said I couldn't hear because of some disturbance or not a good connection. I don't know what you said in the last
What I said
sentence.
was, if you see the Kauravas, Mataji, in one side there was Akshoni Sena. There were like
Yeah.
millions of soldiers, but in this side there are only handful
Mm-hmm.
into thousands. But in spite of that, Arjuna, who was with whom Krishna was there, was victorious. And the other side, having so many soldiers, were so. If Krishna is in your side, the victory. If Krishna takes you through your hand, as I was mentioning, the success is going to be yours. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji, I heard that. Thank you so much. Yeah, there's another thing what I feel like that either you face it or you leave it like that, right? So facing when we have any downfalls, anything, like it's just like to be clear what's happened and what's happening. It has to have some clarity, and I think clarity comes through the knowledge
Hmm.
as we were discussing about by giving examples, like we navigate onto such incidences which really help us to come out from this clutter. And I think we and also false ego plays a very very important role um in our mind, like we feel like we are doing it, and it's a tendencies. I think we need to change it. It comes over the time,
Mhm.
because mind game is very this thing. And as you said, to recognize the humbleness, you become a humble at the end of the whole incidents, or how uplifted you have, or how, if you have become humble or not, that we can actually can tell, no one else can tell. So yeah, so I think very nicely explained, Prabhuji. Thank you. Dhanwad Pranam.
Thank you, Mataji. You spoke about humility, humble. See, humility, when it strikes, the anger is taken away. See, anger, as it's mentioned in Bhagavad Gita as well, anger leads to blindness. And whenever we make any decision in anger, it's absolutely incorrect. You'll recognize it makes us blind. So once humility sets in, anger is gone, ego is gone. You see happiness when others are successful. The envy is gone. So quite a lot of these impurities, the detoxification of us happens once we become Krishna conscious, because some of this inert qualities makes us very powerful actually. And actually, I was talking to Carlos Prabhu, our very powerful uh, uh, traffic controller, who you may have always see when you exit. He asked me, when did you became vegetarian? I said that, when I joined. I said, you must have felt light, right? You must have felt better, right? I said, yeah, I did. So he also knows that the food habits makes your system. So all these things, they go hand in hand. The regulative principles, the the humility Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaks about in Sistastakam, and all these things gradually you see. You'll not straying anger conversation. You'll hear more, uh, because we all have heard a lot in our earlier days when we joined. And these will increase your patience. And so this is Krishna consciousness is a full package, and the package is there to be seen and experienced in this life. And and that will become make a, even if it may not make us a good devotee, at least it will make us a good human being at the end. Okay, thank you, Mataji. Uh, if there is no other comments, we can end here.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much for wonderful class and wonderful discussion. Just it reminded me, like 10 years back, when I joined ISKCON, like more than 10 years, maybe 10, 12 years. So we used to go to Ekadashi Kirtan to Jai Prakash Prabhuji. So Prabhuji shared his experience, like World Trade Center, that they hijacked the aeroplane and they killed so many people, killed, right, that time. So Prabhuji said he was ready and he used to go to New York every day. And that day he was ready and sitting on the chair. And Smita Mataji was asking, should I drop you now? He was saying, no, wait, I will go like this. And he was just sitting. And after some time, he missed that train. And after some time, he got the news. So then I said to Prabhuji, because Shamsundar wanted you here in our SCNJ to cook so much prasadam, right? Bhoga for everyone. So that and same thing happened like with me 2 years back. Same Nityananda Trayadashi. So previous night, Krishna Namanda Prabhuji just mentioned, because there was snowstorm, he said, check early in the morning if there is snow. If there is no snow, then try to come. And my Prabhuji was in India that time, and we were living on the top of the hill. So it was dry snow, so I didn't see snow on in front of my front yard, right? And then I thought, okay, there is no snow. So I just started at 4 o'clock for Mangalarti. And when I came to downhill, it was so much snow, and I was driving Acura, and it Means it was just sliding down, and one side is valley and other side there are houses. And then valley, and other side is hill. So I was just saying, Jai Jagannath, now you are with me. And my like car just turned like this and went to hillside. It would have gone to valley side also. But just I was saying Jagannath ji like this. I was just shouting. And I don't know how my car turned to hillside. And then I realized Jagannath ji only protected me. It would have gone to valley also. And then I called 911 because I was stuck into the hillside. And then cops came, very nice people. They helped me to come down up the hill, and then road was clear. And I reached to temple. Then I shared with Madhupati Prabhuji, Krishna Ramananda Prabhuji, how I came. Then they also said maybe Nityananda Prabhu wanted you to come to temple. So how Lord is protecting, because He wants us to be in bhakti. So He is always there. Whatever situation in our life, if we really surrender to Him, He is around us, in each heart, around us, everywhere. And continuously Katha is going on 24 by 7 somehow, right? So they say where Katha or Kirtan is going on, Krishna is just around us. He is listening. If, when we appreciate, we praise Him, He said, oh, they are praising me, and He's smiling. So He is there always. We have to just, we don't have divine eyes to see, but He's protecting, He's making us wake up every day. How Niru Mataji said, He makes us get up every day. Because He wants us in Krishna consciousness. And it's not myth at all. It is truth. Absolutely truth. So just wanted to share that how Jai Prakash Prabhuji also mentioned that. So he who made him to sit on the chair, like he missed the train. Something is there, right? Some energy is there. Krishna is there for us. And this is like amazing. So many people share so many things. One time, Paramananda Prabhuji was also mentioning like how Narsinga Bhagwan protect. Even in South Africa, that girl was singing Narsinga prayer, and truck just went, and they thought, oh, something happened. But that they took her to hospital. The doctor mentioned like, oh, on her back there were like marks of nails of lion. So who protected? Just Lord is around us, only we can't see. That's like we are so unfortunate, we can't see Him in person, but He is with us all the time. Just thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Jai Jagannath. So
Jai
nice.
Jagannath.
Very nice. Very nice. Awesome. I hope Lord Jagannath and Lord Shamsundar and Gauranitai protects all of us and 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 uh, and repose that faith you all have and make it more stronger as Mataji's some of you have commented. Thank you so much. Let's end today's class. Sumeshwar Prabhu, you can take it away. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Jagannath, and Jagannath Prabhu, a wonderful class. So this is amazing that as many devotees are, describing their realizations and how they feel the Lord's presence in every aspect of it. That's very reality. That's very true. It's realizing the fact that we all should be reached to that level, that point that we can always see the Lord in everything. That's very wonderful aspirations. So thank you so much. Please join every day. These are our few rare opportunities that see our mind is always, it can go to different directions all over the places, but it's all useless unless we occupy, engage our mind, our body, our senses, and all to listen, to hear, to engage in the service. Service in the sense you all can hear, We can remember or some way or other. We can realize some way or other when we hear something. So all the time we can engage our consciousness to the Krishna. That's all the purpose. That's a perfect stage. That's a purified stage that one can reach to. That's our journey. We all have to take that path and progress every day. Not that digress, but progress every day. Some way or other, that our connection, our relationship, our consciousness, our enthusiasm, our determination, dedication should grow every day. Not that, one day is up, another day is down. But if we have the determination and then mercy and our endeavor, then it will happen. That's why we have this forum, morning, evening, we have morning chanting sections. Meantime, whenever we have time, we listen. Wonderful pastimes of the Lord, wonderful activities of the Lord, wonderful pastimes of the devotees and Lord's incarnations and Lord's appearance in various forms. Gauri Purnima is coming, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance day. So we are now here one by one. So we are getting more understanding who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is our great fortune that we have this opportunity. Please join every day. It's very purifying, very, very purifying. So don't miss this. And thank you all for joining. Let's thank Hemajaganath Prabhu for taking class in Haribol 3 times. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Let's also thank all and let's also pray together. Vancha kalpatarupasya rupas Adidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Lila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Gaudi Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Gauri Premanande.
Thank you, Hemajaganath.
Thank you. Thank you all. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.